Morning, Beard Brothers. Today I'm going to talk to you about a book called The Tactical Guide to Women. It is by Sean T. Smith. And it's a really good book that will give you insight about the different thought pattern that men and women go to. And it was really an eye-opening book for me to read, to be honest with you. He doesn't just tackle the women's side of it, he also tackles your side of it, and some mindsets that you need to be cautious of that you may have too in this process, and that you may have to get over before you can actually have a what he calls a long-term relationship. But in my point of view, reading the book, is the issues that I was personally having were some stuff that I needed to work on, regardless if I was having a long-term relationship or like plate spinning, as he references in his book. He points out some common mental health issues that everybody suffers from, men and women, such as depression, anxiety, substance abuse, and unresolved emotional issues. And what he does is he gives you questions that you could use in the relationship of the other person and of yourself to kind of determine where you and them stand in that situation, see if it would be a good match or not. Questions such as, are the coping skills reliable? Are they inquisitive? Are they assertive? Are they resilient? Are they accepting? Are they good to you, which is a big question there. Do they understand their own history? Do they have an addiction of some kind? Or do they internalize problems that come up? He also goes through a question process for yourself, where you have to kind of uncover your particular values and emotional qualities, and what ranks high enough on the list that you need to look for that in another partner. Some values that he addresses are your career, your family, intimate relationships, health, physical activity, finances, and emotional qualities. Emotional qualities is another category he looks at, such as insight, emotional nuances, resilience, and internalization and self-maintenance. Going through the book, what I discovered about myself is that I tend to idolize women and put them on a pedestal, and always need to feel like I need to be the white knight to come in there and help them with all their problems, and that's some internalization that I'm doing to kind of work on. He does a character story in the book that I could really relate to on this topic. Towards the end of the book, he has a section where he basically encourages you to be honest with yourself, and he asks you to look for any red flags and to listen to them, listen to warnings from their friends and family, respect your intuition if you have a bad feeling about it, be honest about the other person's bad behavior, which kind of deals into the whole, when you first meet somebody, you go through a honeymoon period, and he'll talk about that in the book. Reject the white knighthood, which is a big thing for me that I'm currently working on. Know when to tap out. If the relationship just isn't going where you think it needs to go and y'all just aren't compatible, you need to know when to just get out of the situation. Don't feel like you owe it to anybody to stay in it. Find the common denominator. For me, I was the common denominator in all my failed relationships. And avoid chronically angry people. Some people just always have a victim mentality. Anything that happens is always somebody else's fault, and they're just mad at the world. I'm not going to go into details about relationships with that. He gives you some starter questions for any type of relationship that you might be in, that you might want to ask the other person, such as do they know when to problem solve and when to empathize? Don't apologize for your masculinity. Learn to tolerate discomfort. Be assertive about your personal maintenance. That's another big issue I have in relationships. When I get into relationships, again, I put them on a pedestal, and my personal maintenance takes a backseat to everything. I stop going to the gym. I stop working out. I stop eating right. I stop getting sleep. It's a whole deal. Reject happy wife, happy life, which is a saying that is really popular here in the South, and in particular I live in what's called the Bible Belt of the South, so it's extremely popular here to hear something like that. Don't lead with sex. In my personal opinion, no long-term relationship that starts off with sex has been worth continuing in the long run. but that may just be me. Don't clam up. If there's something that's bothering you, be sure to say something about it. If this particular person doesn't have the same political beliefs as you do, say something about it, and then see if you can come to a common ground. If not, it may be time to tap out, as he says. Don't play house. Do not move in together. That is a very bad decision, in my opinion, and something that I will never do. And learn to study human nature. Learn how to read these qualities that he talks about in other people. Learn to kind of read in the background. For instance, I dated this girl who would never talk about her father. That was because she has some daddy issues, and women with daddy issues, in my experience, have tended to have men issues as well, where they had trouble trusting men and were in general angry towards men. So again, this is my review of the Tactical Guide to Women, written by Sean Smith. I've read it once. As you can see, it's pretty dog-eared, and I have notes written out because I've actually read it. I'm in the process of reading it twice because it's that good of a book. It is a really quick read. He's not very long-winded. He gets to the point pretty well, and he illustrates it very well, in my opinion. So it won't take you long to read, and I do think that there's something in it that everybody could take back from. I would even suggest a woman could read this and get some information from it about herself and her relationship with men that would help both of y'all process. Thank you, Beard Brothers, for staying tuned to the end. If you have any questions, follow me on Facebook or Instagram, or shoot me an email to the email below. I do some personal coaching calls. I do some fitness questions. Be sure to hit the like button and subscribe button down below so you'll know the next time I release a video. If there's any specific video you would like for me to do, let me know down in the comments below. I don't know unless y'all tell me. I hope everybody has a good rest of the week. Thank you, Beard Brothers, for tuning in.